Hello everyone, Jim the Doctor here, and this is Duskers. This thing is useless. This game is played entirely through the keyboard. The mouse is completely useless, and you'll see what I mean in a minute. This game is insane. I picked it up off the Steam sale, and then played it for 3 hours straight. I just kind of picked it up. I was like, oh, this is a neat little game, and then played it for 3 hours straight without even realizing. This game is addicting as heck, too. I did make a little bit of a sacrifice, though, for this Let's Play, in that I did clear my user data, so we got a fresh start. So all the things I unlocked, the story I unlocked was not there. I wasn't really paying attention to that anyways. I was just freaking out how awesome this game is. Really, the only way I can explain it is if I go in and show you. So this is not my first time actually playing Duskers, so I will skip the actual training simulation, but it'll still give me the starting ships. This is a very old sort of old-fashioned thing, to say the least. I really don't know what to call this. Jill is saying, initiate an emergency distress sequence. I will hit yes. Distress signal, vessel detected 4, responses received 0. Recommended course of action, initiate manual contact with vessels and require necessary resources for travel. And accessing log, externally, no. Switching log to, saving log to drive. Okay, now we are in. Oh, for the sake of this Let's Play, I will turn off the static. The HUD static, I will turn off for the sake of this Let's Play. It didn't turn off. What? HUD static disabled, static indicator code line. Noise will be off. Just for the sake of this Let's Play. I did leave it on when I was originally playing because it helps add that sort of gritty, old style, like, Wayland Yutani sort of feel to it. This game, the way I would describe it is, it's better, it's like one of the best Alien games there are, and it's not even Aliens. Anyways, another rule I'm applying, I have to rename all my drones. I have to personally name every single one of my drones. We'll do that after this, though, because this is a quick little short mission. Note, I will use my mouse to point things out. It says 0 infestation types, which means we can just kind of mess around with this ship, the Grogu 2. I know there's an icon showing what their drone looks like, but, well, to say the least, that's not always accurate. I had one of my playthroughs, I failed immediately the first playthrough. I got kind of far on my second one, though. On my second playthrough, I had 2 drones that looked the same in the loadout menu, but looked completely different on the ground. So, yeah, I'm going to be careful and actually pay attention to that. Alright, initial infection report. Scanning, inconclusive. Infestation types detected 0. Hull integrity good. Age 17. Stable. Name, Technomage. I like that name. Class, Government C. Directive, Diplomatic Vessel. Crew 5, hold various supplies. Communication found in archive, most of which are corrupted. Begin communication. Hey, thanks for the reply. Sorry, it's taken a while to respond. We jobbed with Leyland and didn't get back into the ship till yesterday. Passed your message on to Tommy. Says thanks and that he's due some credit next week. He'll fire you a message. He also says he'll have to think about some Solomon's restaurant for the wake, and that he'll chat to you about it when he gets in touch. I'm out of credit till Friday, too, so don't worry. I'll see you back home. Resign. Okay, so I'm going to play this very, very aggressively because there are no infestations on the ship. Anyways, this is the main sort of schematic, looking down on the ship's sort of schematic view, and this is the drone view. See? Zach doesn't. I don't think Zach looked that way in the deploy thing. Anyways, these are our drones, Zach, Ethan, and Mouse. They all have their own unique sounds, too. so adorable. I love this one though too because it almost has like kitty ears. It's like we just took the kitty ears off of a cat and then strapped it onto the back of our drone to make it look adorable, and it does. I'm pretty sure I'll make this one sort of our explorer and basically the one that does everything because it's adorable. However, you have the motion sensors in the gather. So this game is all about going into these derelicts, just doing things inside the derelicts and getting absolutely murdered by the terrifying monsters that are going to kill you. And the way you control your drones, other than through directly moving them, that's the only direct control you have over your drones is moving them, you have to type your commands into this console here and then tell them to do things. So for example, I use gather there to gather that little bit of scrap. Scrap is sort of the currency of this game. That you're going to need scrap, and you're going to need a lot of it later on. And by later on, I mean by the time you get out of the system, you'll start really needing scrap. Because these upgrades here, the motion, gather, generator, tow, and interface stuff, they deteriorate over time, and you need scrap to repair them. But scrap is also used to get you more stuff, repair your drones, upgrade your drones. Never done that before. Never really found a need to do that. It's also used to trade and auto traders. Scrap is everything in this game. So, if you ever do play this, I would highly recommend just risking everything for just a little bit more scrap. If you feel like you can get away with it. This drone is destroyed, which means we can't do anything with it, but we can swap. Sensor and a oh, that's too bad. It's a 4-slot drone. Those are rare. But I can't do anything. Sorry, Robbie. He has a sensor, which is kind of cool, and a sonic. Activates a sonic pulse that repels organic threats. That's pretty cool. So I'm going to take that. And now we have a sonic. A sonic what? I'm not entirely sure. Maybe a sonic screwdriver. That's semi-useful. In the starting area, that's not going to be very useful at all because all of the threats will not be organic. At least, not swap, gather. At least I'm fairly certain. Oh yeah, and then there's the all context. Then there's the all context, where you can gather everything within a given room. And mouse. Mouse does a thing. Anyways, but yeah, we are all going... This entire little starting area that we're in, this starting little system, we're only going to be going up against inorganic drones. Kind of like ours. Also, you use the console to open doors, like... Oop. And you'll hear that sound a lot. You'll hear this sound a lot. That's the, oh crap, things are going wrong sound. You'll hear that a lot. Because the other thing you have to worry about is, like, the ship basically tearing itself apart. In addition to the monsters that are trying to rip your face off, the asteroids trying to murder you, the radiation outside trying to murder you. Basically, the catch line of this game is Duskers. There's the command line drone interface where everything's trying to kill you. That would be my tagline. Also, and then here's the other thing you can do. You can, I'm going to back you out so this is how this works. Go to the command menu, navigate, if I can spell, all to room 1. And now all my drones will immediately stop what they're doing and head to room 1. And then I can close all, which closes all the doors, except none of the doors have power, and then close A1. That's usually how I wrap up missions. It's not just open all the doors and then get the heck out and dodge, and then usually vent the ship too, just for good measure. And then we exit to leave the ship. Pretty simple in theory, but it's kind of insane later on. Objectives. Just basically logs unfiled. Anyways, we go to our drones. Oh, it doesn't show. Oh, wait, it does, but that's not very well shown. Let's go to the modification menu and look at our upgrades. As you can see, there are missions used and failure probability. As you can see, every time we use these things, they go up. And this thing we haven't even used yet, it's already up because it was on a salvage drone. Ooh, that's not good. Ooh. I'm gonna go for that pretty quickly because I like having these. I haven't gotten sensors before, but I know what they do. Basically, they're sort of like this thing, the motion sensor, except the motion sensor sometimes just doesn't work. Like, the motion sensor will ping you one of 3 different things. A green ping, which means the room is clear. A yellow ping, which means it can't scan the room, so there might be something in it, there might not be. And then red, which means there is definitely something in there trying to kill you. Now, green can sometimes be misleading, though, because there is one infection type that is not picked up by that, and that's the sort of goo stuff. That's because it moves so slowly it doesn't track the motion sensor. This stuff does not have that. These things don't have that issue, but you have to manually place them in the room you want to scan. Very useful when you're trying to lure things, kind of useless for everything else. It's also useful for making sure what the crap you just vented into space is dead. Because that's basically going by my main way of taking care of things. Oh yeah, your ship can also start breaking too, which is fun. The Justice Rider. Okay. Anyways, like I said, we now know that Zack is not Zack. Zack does not look the way he's supposed to. Going to move you over here and rename some things. You are going to be Place. You, Ethan, who are my generator, you will be Alex. And Zack will be Lathe. Alright. 2 of those characters will seem familiar if you watched my the Wasteland Let's Play. I'm going to move some things, and now I will move everything around. Except on you. Okay, I want you to have the motion, the interface, and the toe. I want you to have the sensor, gather, and sonic. Okay. Now, at my last playthrough by this point, I had a stealth rig, which I would just cloak Glace in and just mosey my way into a room, and then notice, oh, hey, there's something in here trying to kill me, and then just leisurely back my way out of the room, close the door, and then never go in that room again. I don't have that liberty. I have to rely on my motion sensor. That's not going to go well. I can almost guarantee that. Okay, now we're going to enter this derelict and probably get murdered in the process. Except not, because I know how all of these work. Begin communication. I just realized I could probably order these messages. It's unlikely they'll be found, and you could plot a course to intercept. If anyone is out there, attain a steady course, but it's tough with these ships drifting. All these ships' layouts at the start are the same when you're doing the reset tutorial. When you're not doing the reset tutorial, you get an entirely randomly generated universe. Anyways, another rule I found out about this game, you don't have to worry about the first room you're in. If their first room and any rooms that already have an open door that enters into that room, that starting room, are always clear. So I can go A1, look around A1, and because this door is open, I know that this room in here is also clear. And that's the extent of that safe zone. Okay, that was odd. Ominous music. And that's the extent of the safe zone. I guess the reason for that is because that door is open, you need power to close it. And if there's something in the room you start in, you're kind of screwed, because there's not really much you can do about that. Anyways, I know the layout of this already, and I know for a fact that there's a room right here. Yep, there's a room right here, and there's going to be some baddies in there. I will show you. Another habit I like to do is always close doors. You'll understand why later on, but basically every once in a while, when hull integrity is low, the rooms can basically just rip themselves apart and radiation can spread throughout the ship. let's just say that's fun to deal with. Anyways, motion. Good, 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 oh god. That's how I would describe that. Anyways, so what we're going to do is we're going to open D10 because I just realized there's a bit of scrap there that I forgot. I don't remember that being there last time. Maybe I'm just blind. Maybe I'm just blind. Or maybe it's just been so long since I've done these tutorials. I don't know. God, typing too quickly. The game doesn't understand. Alright, so now here's how we deal with this. The enemies in this game are usually quite inquisitive. So, by opening this door, that enemy will now come to investigate. And now he's trapped in that room. Most enemies will investigate on stuff like that. When there is something, when you open a door, they will usually go and investigate. So let's check out this room. Ooh, Brendan! He's a live drone. I'm gonna bring him. I don't like that sound. Listen very closely. Can probably hear a sort of stomping sound when Glaze is here, but if I switch over to Lathe, you can hardly hear it. Oh, that's terrifying. I didn't even realize that was a thing. Okay, what's this guy got? Teleport. It's kind of cool. That's kind of a cool one. I don't use it ever. Oh god, that's terrifying though. Oh, I know there's enemies in this game. Okay, I think there's 4 types of enemies in this game. There are sentries, which are just the guy we have trapped in here. I'm not going to open this door because he'll eat my face off. Leapers or brutes, depending on how you want to call them. I call them leapers. Everyone else seems to call them brutes, which are organic enemies. Swarms, which I don't want to talk about them, and then the goo that I described earlier. The sentries are the easiest ones to deal with. They usually aren't very tough. They don't deal particularly too much damage unless you just stand in front of them until they murder you. They are about as fast as your drone, so you can pretty easily evade them, and they are quite dumb. Leapers are like sentries, except they can leap at you, hence the reason they're called leapers, and deal exactly 90 damage. Note, 2 of my drones, Lathe and Alex, both only have 80 HP, which means they would get one-shotted by this and get immediately disabled, like this poor bloke here. That stomping sound is really creeping me out now. Oh jeez. Swarms their little special ability is there's a heck of a lot of them, so once you get weapons, they are impossible to deal with. Oh, and they can rip open doors. Oh, and they can also spawn from vents that you find later on. Oh, and they're also really super fast. Let's just say I've had some really bad encounters with them. And then the goo, which is just really slow and annoying. They tend to actually move towards your stationary drone, so your other guys are in danger. You can be in danger sometimes. Just make sure everything is here. What? I did it again! Meh. I'm typing way too quickly. The game just cannot cope. The game just cannot cope. I'm going to tote you. You're coming with me, Brendan. You're going to be abducted into the Space Corps of drones and Pokemon. Let's just go with that. Hey, at least you're alive. You're a drone. I'll probably go crazy at some point in this series. I might already have gone crazy. I might just be hearing that stomping sound. It's entirely possible I am just hearing that stomping sound. Also, the ships are usually not this small. It's just this small because of tutorial reasons. So it's small because it wants to be simple and just kind of give you examples of situations you'll be in. Which in my opinion is kind of nice. The loot you can get out of it too is randomized too, like not the scrap and the fuel I believe, but the drones you can get out of them are randomized. Like, last time I played, I never had a live drone. Okay, Brendan. Welcome to the fleet. I don't want to repair you all the way, I just want to repair you to a semi-functional state. Let's give you... no, just 10 for now. Because at this point, it doesn't really matter if you have 10 or 100 HP. If I screw up, you're going to die. Also, Brendan, you're kind of useless. Sorry to say. Also, sorry to say, Brendan, but you're kind of useless. However, you will no longer be called Brendan. You will be called... Jay. Another one that you will probably be familiar with if you watched my, if you watched the Wasteland 2 Let's Play. Actually, you know what? Let's go with that. Let's just go with that. You'll probably just hang out in the bay, though, for most of the time, unless we find something useful. Which we will at some point. Hopefully we find a gun. And we can give that to Glaze. And then we can give all the sensors and gathering and the motion, the gather, and that stuff to Sylvia. Because what I want... my ideal sort of combat build is stealth, shield, turret, / Gatling. I say that because the shield keeps you alive, the stealth allows you to just sneak up on baddies, and the guns and the Gatling / turrets are guns. I mean, that would be my ideal build. But knowing this game, I'm probably not going to get that. Or if I am going to get that, I'm going to get that very late into the game. Also, another weird thing, it stacks your drone backwards, so 4 is the closest to the door always, which is really odd in my opinion. Alright. That's another bad habit I have, is typing while moving. I think in this tutorial, I think it teaches you how to use gun turrets. I'm fairly certain it teaches you how to use gun turrets in this tutorial. You can also, it'll also autocomplete commands. Ah, yeah, okay. Ship. Yeah. Ship scan. Ooh, there's a dead drone in there. Ooh. Oh yeah, so there are two sort of scans. There's ship scans, which you can get from the interface terminals, and then there are the a scanning upgrade. I haven't encountered that yet, but I know it exists. That can do the same thing in your localized room. Very good for getting scrap. Now I don't really want to do this, but I will do this just for example case. See. This has a yellow line, which means there could possibly be something in there, there could possibly not be something in there. And that's not just because my drone's in there, that's because there is, in fact, an unscannable room. See, it says, resulting conclusive, resulting conclusive. We don't know if there's anything in there, and the game will actually, I'm pretty sure, tell us that, hey, you should probably ventilate the guys into the, ventilate, Jesus. Move the guys into the room that we can shoot them in, because you see this little icon here means there's a defense turret. The defense turrets are vicious. It's dead. I just tapped defense and it's dead. And now we're gonna funnel things into D8 and watch the fireworks. Hello? Hello? scary monster things. You want to get shot in there? No? Okay. Oh, I'm already interfacing. Defense is deactivated. Oh, because the reason you want to deactivate the defenses is because they will shoot you. And let's just say that is very awkward. Oh, right. I forgot. We can actually... T interface, TEF. And now we open all the doors. This is a strategy I employ very often. Well, considering I didn't hear gunfire, I'm assuming those rooms are clear. Because enemies will investigate will investigate into the rooms that have open doors. Well, if there's a defense turret in there, they'll immediately get slaughtered, and it's awesome. Yeah, and there's one of these sentry bots. They actually drop scrap when they die too, which is really nice. These early shore ships, you can get a lot of scrap out of if you know what you're doing. Oh, that's right, you're not the gatherer. Glace is the gathering unit. Oh. Another decommissioned drone. You won't usually find this many decommissioned drones, also. Sonic and traps? Ooh, remotely detonated traps. And another Sonic. God. Sylvia. Ooh. Aw, that's a cute sound. Aw. That's a cute sound. I like that sound. I like that sound. I like it a lot. Oh, it's adorable. I haven't gotten that sound before. It's adorable. I keep saying I haven't gotten this before, I haven't gotten that before. That's because I haven't played this game very much, so I haven't seen very much. And I just kind of thought, oh, this game is really actually kind of cool. Let's do a Let's Play over it. And then this happens. Okay, well. That makes me so happy that there's sounds like that in the game. Because this game is a very dark atmosphere. Like I said, it's aliens, but not aliens. Oh, there is definitely something in there trying to kill us. I thought I cleared that. I thought I opened the door. Okay, whatever. Okay, everything move into the frickin' room. I know you're in there, so just get in the frickin' room. 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 Thank you. Okay, now here's the fun thing. You can actually hear the gunshots. You can actually hear the gunshots of the things getting murdered. It's wonderful. And as you can see, if we just pedal on over here, it died in the exact same place as the other guy. On scrap. I love the sound though, just because it's like, yeah, that thing's dead. Power inlet. That'll let us get access to the rest of the ship. Also, we are fairly certain that that room is clear now. See, this game is... I like this game because it takes sort of the MS-DOS sort of thing, and I love it. Okay, so D2 is now clear. I'm making very liberal... I'm making a lot of use with that. I'm using that, that thing a lot more than I'd like to, the, motion. So don't like the fact that that door is open. Well, it doesn't look like there's anything trying to kill me in here. That's one thing, though, that I have made the mistake of doing. I just kind of meandered into a room using stealth and didn't see anything, because I just kind of meandered in, assuming the game would just do everything for me. Would just identify all the threats for me. I was like, oh, there's nothing in here, and then I de-stealthed and then got murdered by a leaper that I was hiding in the corner that I didn't see. That's how vicious this game is. It's like, oh, you weren't paying attention? Well, now you're dead. It's wonderful. Navigate all to R1. Now imagine this game with voice commands. That'd be fun. Like a nice little text-to-speech thing as you ineligibly shout commands and the game just like, what are you saying? What are you saying? You're not making sense. I know I'm not making sense. Get everyone back to the ship. That is not a command. Oh, shut up. You can also commandeer ships, but I don't think any of these ships are worth actually commandeering. Okay, now let's look at our new things. This trap is about to explode. These aren't mines, though. They're all... Oh, dang, that's actually a really high fail chance. Yikes. But it's some free mines, which are really nice, because these things do an insane amount of damage. I swear that the actual unit was called mines. Guess let's go in using this team. And now this one sort of goes, take what you know and put it to use, I believe. It doesn't give you much help. It is still very easy, though, compared to what you have to do later on. Oh, because believe me, you have to deal with, like, entire space stations later on. Ooh, that was alive? That was alive. We might make use of that. I think we might just make use of that. There's debris everywhere. I don't like that. Some debris you can roll over, some debris you can't. Like, as you can see, there's a few, like... It's actually, oddly enough, easier to see with the green camera. As you can see, there's, like, a big box in the way that I can't go through, but, like, there's, if I go into the room I actually wanted to go into... There's, like, garbage and stuff strewn around. I can go right over that without any problem. Oh, yeah, these generator points can explode, too. Like, not literally explode, but, like, if they get exposed to the outside, they will just break, which is fun. Okay, there's something trying to murder us in that room. But there's nothing trying to murder us in that room. But there's something I want in that room. So now we got a bit of a dilemma. Every time I see that, I swear it's going to kill me. Because I see the turrets bouncing back and forth and I feel like they're online. I'm like, okay, what's this? INFO. Infro. That is a remote power unit. Yes please. Yes please. I will take that. Remote power is, like, the best thing ever in this game. I don't understand how it works from a lore perspective, but it does. Because basically what this thing I'm towing right now is an upgrade unit. This is a remote power upgrade unit. It replaces this guy. It gives you basically the ability to just power a portion of the ship, of the derelict, from your ship. And it's great. These are also not solid objects. The drones are solid objects, though, and you can sometimes, like as you can see here, I'm going to try and squeeze back Alex, and it's not going to work. I'm going to have a lot of problems like that later on. Okay, that room has something trying to kill us. That room no longer has something trying to kill us in it. D100. Oh yeah, that's a thing. There are D100s. Oh, I might not be able to fit through here. Dang it, Lathe, get your fat ass out of the way. I don't actually mean that, Lathe. You're lovely. Please don't be mad at me, Lathe. I don't actually mean that. I'm going to start talking to my drones like they're actual living things. Because I named them, and therefore they are alive. Except the fact they're not. Have fun with that. I am such an evil person. That's so adorable. I still can't believe I've never heard that one before. Alright, what's in here? Didn't we say that this drone was like alive or something? Yeah, that drone's functional. What you got? Interface and a lure. I would recommend in this game taking as many upgrades as possible because you can scrap them later if you don't need them, and sometimes you will be out of scrap, so it's good to have backup upgrades even if they're not 100% functional. Because once an upgrade breaks, you can't fix it, but if it's reporting errors, you can still fix it. But sometimes you just won't have the ability to fix some things, and then they'll break, and you'll be like, oh no. And then if you don't have backups, you're screwed. If you do have backups, though, you're okay. And you're probably going, aren't there like a few essential things that if break, you're kind of screwed? Yeah, there are. Gather, generator, interface, and tow. If you lose any of those, you're screwed. More than anything, gather and generator. If you lose either of those, you are screwed. Gather because then you can't get any more resources, and generator because you can't play the game then. Interface and tow are a bit debatable. Tow, you will lose a lot of opportunities without. And interface, you'll lose also a lot of opportunities without. Because I had interface, it allowed me to access the entire ship without compromise because I could kill all the threats. Without interface, though, I would not have been able to do that. So if I lost my interface by this point, I would have had to... Well, I guess if I could do what I was originally planning on doing and just trap it in a room, at which point everything would have been fine and dandy, but then I wouldn't have gotten that extra 2 scrap from the droid. So yeah, it's a very big deal, losing things. And it's really bad when you're like, I got a combat drone, and then, because there are really, really rare upgrades too that you can get in this game, like the turrets and the guns and that stuff, the actual weapon systems are just ridiculously rare. I didn't get my first turret until the, way late into the game, like, way too late. Generator is disconnected because the power. Yeah, I know. But I need this power conduit here. Conduit? Conduit. There we go. Conduit. It's like a conduit, but religious. Please don't hurt me. If there are any Jews out there, please. I did not mean to offend you. Oh, Glacier in the way again. Oh my gosh, I'm so bad at this. Oh man. Okay, inconclusive results. We can scan that room, so let's... 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi. Alright, we can assume that that room is clear. I did it again! It wasn't clear, 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 it wasn't clear. No. I had a mini heart attack there. Oh my god, I had a mini heart attack there. Oh my god. enough for him to move into the room. That's gonna happen a lot. Like, way too often a lot. Okay, R9 has something absolutely vicious in it that we cannot fight. And then I started opening the wrong doors. That's something you start doing when you're panicking too. You'll start opening doors you don't mean to. Please hit the motion again. Okay, good, that room is safe. No, I'm going to vent in this room. Because screw that. Or I can do the really cheap thing and guide it all the way up to the top. And just wait. That's what I'm gonna do. Get as much scrap as possible, because that was a drone, and drones have scrap on them. Now, if you open up an airlock, bad things happen. As you could probably assume. And by bad things, I mean really bad things happen. So we're going to A1, dock, A3. And 2 R1s. I'm fairly certain there is some sort. Oh wait, no, wait, Alex. Wait. I do need you to power the things. Close all doors. Now I need D15 open. I'm going to make a path for him. So he can mosey his way up to the base. Oh, I need lathe 2 with her interface to turn on the freaking guns. Oh. It'll sometimes get confused. I also don't understand how that works. How's the room that had the thing? Oh, for crying out. Of course it's not freaking powered. Fence is armed. Now let's get the heck out of Dodge. You two are going to lock yourselves in this room and not move. We're going to watch it walk up to that room. Walk this way, walk this way. Close that door behind it. Wander to the room. Waiting for the awesome sound. What? Where'd it go? I didn't hear the guns fire. It walked back. What? The guns aren't doing their job. What's it doing? What is it doing? The gun isn't killing it. I really don't like this. How is it? What is it doing? Where's it going? It isn't going all the way in. What? It's... Oh. Okay, that's solid. I've never had that happen to me before. Alright, bail. Then to the ship and bail. Then to the ship and bail. Then to the ship and bail. Screw it, we're just bailing. We're not venting the ship. Not dealing with that. A3. Escape with our epic loot. Okay, we have some additional propulsion fuel. Okay, ship config. I want remote power. That'll be like the most useful thing ever. Hubert, you have learn interface. And you're a big old tanky man. You're a big old tanky tank. I'm going to keep you around because I'll probably make you my combat drone in the meantime. BJ. I'll make you my combat drone once I get the chance, because you're a big old tanky tank. Until then, though, you can just remain disabled, because there's no real point. I have a reserve drone, just in case one of my others get killed, because I want this to be a permadeath, but it's going to go as long as possible. And it's always good to have backup drones in case everything goes wrong. And there's no real point repairing my drones unless I have an actual combat thing going on. Because otherwise, there's just no real point, because they're going to die anyways. I was going to do something. Oh gosh, this game's already messing with me. Anyway, let's tune the system. What does this place have? Stargates. Never travel through those. Never going to travel through those. I'm a bit superstitious. Ooh, there's 2 auto trades. That's actually pretty good, because that gives me a pretty good... How many of these are stable? Because I don't like going on to volatile ships. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ships. How many are stable? 1 is stable. 1 is stable, and the station is stable. Okay, so we're going. If we go here, we're going to have to go on some volatile ships. A lot of volatile ships. Ugh. Volatile ships are not good because they will rupture and leak radiation everywhere, and that will murder your drones dead. That's like the one thing I would actually like repair things for, is because radiation, the RNG will just annihilate. What's the other place got? A quarantine outpost? I've never seen one of those before. I have seen a quarantine, and I've seen outposts, but I've never seen a quarantined outpost. Okay, there are not enough ships for me to really warrant here unless they're all stable. Volatile, volatile. And there's an auto trader here, though, which is like the one reason why I'd go there. We're going here. We're gonna go here. And now we have all our propulsion fuel back, plus 3 that we gathered from that little system there. Okay, so what we've got in here is we're already on top of the trade. Yes, we're on top of the auto trade. What have you got? Gather, pry, generate, shield! Yes! Yes! Scan, yes! Generator, don't care. Pry, yes! You see, the thing with these guys, I was just hyping up how awesome Scan is. Pry allows you to just rip open doors, and shields are like godsend, are just godsends. And they're all in fairly good condition too, which is oh so wonderful. Also, the other thing that I just realized is the game won't break things in the middle of missions. It'll break them at the end of the missions, which I just thought about and just remembered. So yeah, and this has a transporter too. Dang, that would get us onto an... This is awesome! Okay, what don't we want? Nothing. We want everything. We want all the things. Thank you, Auto Trade. Thank you. You didn't screw me over. Right. We don't have a combat drone to really do much with, though, so we're not gonna apply the shield to anyone because there's no real point to applying the shield to anyone. I guess we could apply it to Glaze because she's so weak, but I mean, there's no real point having the shield because I can't type shield fast enough. I can't type the words. I can't actually. It would just be SHI. I can't type that fast enough to actually save it, especially if we're going up against Leapers. Well, actually, no, because I could just turn the shield on and then leave it on for the entire mission. It's not like the gun turret that disables when you start moving. The shield actually stays on for the entire mission, I believe. Oh man. Oh. Glace, you're going to have, instead of these sensors, you're going to have our scanners. That's not what I wanted. With that. Scanners. That's Alex. I am an idiot. Wait, how did I jump over to Alex? How on the... Scan, gather with a sonic. No, you will have a shield. You'll just drop. You'll have... It will sense unpowered. The generators are weird because they don't move ever. I guess we could apply a sonic on you, or a lure, or an backup interface. You have motion sensors, the interface, and the toe. That works for me. And Sylvia, you have a teleport, which I'm going to immediately take off you because it's useless. Shields and a sonic unit and a trap. You will have Pry now. Except here's where things start becoming an issue. Actually, I should probably put my traps on my generator because they don't move much, and I could just open doors and then meander them over there, and then yeah, let's do that. Oh, I already have so much good stuff. I can't even do anything with it. That's a good problem to have. In this game, having too much stuff is a good problem to have. Anyways, with that being said, this is Shaman the Doctor, signing off.